Ashish, always a pleasure having you on the show. What's your view on the Nifty? Where are we headed from here? Is this the big breakout, or do you think we're still going to run into resistance at 25,200?
Hi, Nigel. Afternoon to you and all the viewers. If you look at Nifty, I would say Nifty has been climbing the wall of worry. If you look at from the lows when the Trump tariff happened, the India-Pak war happened, Iran-Israel happened, and still Nifty is at the levels of about 25,000. So this is climbing the wall of worry. I'm optimistic. I think if you get a dip from here around 24,950, 24,980 by the market, we can expect moves towards 25,300, 25,500 on the upside. Events can result into volatility, but the trend will continue, is what it's looking like. And we are already sustaining about that 25,000 mark. So the call sellers are going to possibly start covering some of their position by the closing time. So the undertone remains positive, and we can clearly see stock specific action continuing here. Bank Nifty is also up by more than 500 points. So I think Bank Nifty can take a lead from here and might head towards 57,000. So overall, I'm optimistic on the markets.
Okay, all right, Ashish, good to know that. Let's talk about some individual stocks and maybe, throw in a specific word on some of the large cap names, because it's a good large cap day today. Reliance itself, 1.5% higher. Jio Finance is leading from the front. There's Mahindra and Mahindra. So just tell us in general, what are your trading picks for the last hour? And within the large cap universe, would you look at something, perhaps positional, something going into next week as well?
Absolutely, because the stock that you talked about, Reliance and Mahindra, both of these have been a very strong, reason why the markets are also sustaining. Reliance is one of such reason. We can see Reliance has been consolidating since around 12th of May. It has been more than a month that Reliance has been moving in a range, and so is Nifty. So Reliance looks like breaking out on the upside. I'm expecting it to reach towards the level of 1,530 on the upside. And if that happens, the index will also move higher. On the downside, the support for Reliance is going to be today's low, which should remain intact, is around 1430 levels. And the next peak is going to be Mahindra and Mahindra. We can clearly see this auto major has given a strong breakout. I've been talking about this stock since a week now, and it has already given a strong breakout above the previous pivot highs, which it made over the month of May as well. And I think it is going to head towards 52-week high above 3,300 levels. So overall, Mahindra looks good from the auto space. 3,400 is the target for the stock. On the downside, 3,100 is a very important support. And this is on the basis of a sector rotation that we are seeing as per Stowell's pyramid. It was the financials when the interest rates started coming down. They outperformed. We saw Bank Nifty outperform. Now auto is catching up. And later, I think as per the sector rotation, it will be IT. So I think auto has a lot of room to catch up on the upside.
Tejas Networks, take a look at the intraday chart out there. That's a rank underperformer, seeing some buying interest from the day's low. Sharp uptick is what you're seeing on Tejas Networks as well. Just all of this in the last few minutes. Ashish Kyal joins us to help us out with a quick technical check. Ashish, I wanted to view if you have any on Tejas Networks, first of all. That's been a big underperformer. I think it went down to that 670 odd ballpark. It's seen, more than 1,000 rupees as well. How is it looking on the charts?
If you look at it at the charts in last 10 minutes, I think it just spiked up from 687 to 702 odd levels and currently at around 700. I think it needs to close above that 700 levels to sustain higher. Volumes are picking up here, and the stock can move towards the level of around 740. One can maintain a strict stop loss of around 680. The risk reward looks good, 1:2. So 740 is the target, 680 is the stop loss. Volumes are picking up, so I think the stock can move up.
Okay, you think the stock can move up even from your big spike out there. But Ashish, I just thought I'll ask you about that one because it spiked up. Quick check on the Nifty. Is this the big breakout? 300 points higher out of nowhere. I'm hoping our boys do well as well in that test match that starts against England, against all odds. But besides that, we'll wait back for the test match. But on the Nifty, where are we headed from here on? And give us your fresh picks as well.
Yeah, I think Nifty is already hitting sixes despite of all the events. And I just now talked about that we might be headed higher from here on towards 25,300, 25,500. And post that about just 30 minutes before when I talked about Nifty has already spiked up by another 100 points. Do not try to catch a top here. I think we are moving up. We are climbing the wall of worry. Events are not driving the market. It's moving on its own mode and it's now heading higher. If there is any kind of weekend risk, that can be there. But if you look at the overall open interest data, also the call sellers are started panicking. They have started covering their positions. And I think Nifty is headed towards 25,300, 25,500 from here on. Any dip from here, use as a buying opportunity.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, all right. And that's the important point you made. The call writers got very, very confident and they seem to be getting stumped out, quick stumping there in terms of those call writers. But what about individual stocks?
From individual stocks, I picked up something from the mid-cap space. We already talked about M&M and the other stock, Reliance from the large cap. From the mid-cap space, I think mid-cap and the large cap is SBI Life. It is just trying to break out above from here on. So SBI Life can be a good catch here. One can maintain a stop loss of 1760, expecting a target of 1920 on the upside. And the another stock is MCX. MCX is not stopping anywhere. We can clearly see with the bullions going up, a lot of interest into the trading activity of gold and silver has kicked in. And MCX volumes are also picking up as a stock. And we can think the stock is headed towards 8,500 on the upside. Maintain a stop loss of 7,500 on the downside for MCX.
Okay. All right, Ashish. Thanks very much for all of those trading strategies.